That was a little loud, sorry. Sorry about that. All right, we're going to call the meeting to order. Good evening, everybody. It is 8:30. My name is Chris Pia. I'm calling today's Town of Stratford, if everyone can listen up, special council meeting to order, July 13th, 2023. The first item on the agenda, and before we get to that, I am going to call for a recess, and we will reconvene when we come out. Thank you. All right, we're recessing, we're coming back at 9:04. All right. Second item on the agenda is going to be in item 2, an ordinance. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Dancho.
Motion to approve an ordinance appropriating $14,953,500 for various public improvements and equipment in the capital improvement program for fiscal year 2023 to 2024. Hold on. 1 second. And that the second reading of the above entitled ordinance be dispensed with, as copies thereof have been received by all council members, and the same be adopted as a second reading, and the foregoing be and is hereby approved, effective 30 days from passage.
Okay, motion by Councilwoman Dancho, seconded by Councilman O'Brien. Discussion. Ms. Dancho?
Mr. Chair,
Ms.
I
Dancho.
have an motion I'd like to propose on this item.
You have an amendment you'd like to propose, correct?
Excuse me?
An amendment?
A motion to amend. To increase the appropriation amount for various public improvements and equipment in the capital improvement program for fiscal year 23-24 from $14,953,500 to $18,053,500 by adding to capital improvement, public works, Parks-Shakespeare, park development, $3 million, and by changing the amount in Parks-repairs to various town parks from $150,000 to $250,000.
Okay, motion to amend by Councilwoman.
Second.
A second by Ms. Shake.
No, Ms. Rice, right.
Ms. Francesi.
Rice.
Okay,
All of them.
Ms. Rice. Any discussion on that? The amendment only.
Through you,
Ms. Rice.
Mr. Chair. Can I get I want to clarify, my understanding is that 100,000 of the 250,000 is specifically for the high park improvements.
I believe that's what you guys just discussed, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I just wanted a
Yes, that's correct.
confirmation.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, we'll call for a vote on the amendment. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Any opposed? No opposed. Motion passes 10-0. Back to the original motion as amended. Any further discussion on that? Seeing none, we'll call for a vote. Mr. Attorney Leclerc, excuse me.
If I would just note for the record that concurrent with your approval of this ordinance as amended, appropriating funds for the capital improvement and equipment program for fiscal year 23-24, you are also approving the capital improvement and equipment program, which you also colloquially refer to as the Blue Book for fiscal year 23 through 28.
Thank you, Mr. Leclerc. Seeing no further discussion, we'll call for, it'll be a roll call vote. Ms. Paquette.
Ms. Shake.
Yes.
Ms. Franceschi.
Yes.
Ms. Rice.
Yeah.
Mr. Can. Yes. Mr. Poisson.
Yes.
Ms. Sutton.
Yes.
Mr. Connor. Yes. Mr. O'Brien. Yes. Ms. Dancho. Yes. Chairman Pia.
Chair votes aye.
That is 10-0.
Motion passes 10-0. Next item on the agenda is item 3. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Dancho.
Motion to approve an ordinance authorizing the issuance of $14,953,500 bonds of the town to meet the appropriation for various public improvements and equipment in the capital improvement program for fiscal year 23-24, and pending issuance thereof, making of temporary borrowings for such purpose. And that the second reading of the above entitled ordinance be dispensed with, as copies thereof have been received by all council members, and the same be adopted as a second reading, and the foregoing be and is hereby approved, effective 30 days from passage.
Motion by Councilwoman Dancho. I have a second by Councilman O'Brien. Any discussion on that?
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Dancho.
A motion to amend this item And this would be to increase the authorized bond amount to meet the appropriation for various public improvements and equipment in the capital improvement program for fiscal year 23-24 from $14,953,000 to $18,053,500, and that Exhibit A be amended by adding to capital improvement, Public Works, Parks-Shakespeare Park Development, $3 million, and by changing Parks-repairs to various town parks from $150,000 to $250,000.
I'll second.
Motion's been made by Councilwoman Dancho. I have a second by Councilwoman Shake. Excuse me. Any discussion on the amendment only? Seeing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Any opposed? No opposed. Motion passes 10-0. Back to the original motion as amended. Any further discussion? Seeing
Through you,
none,
Mr. Chairman.
go ahead, Ms. Shake.
Thank you. I just want to say that I'm glad that we were able to come to a compromise this go-around, and I'm looking forward to seeing many of these projects get up off the ground in the next year.
Any other discussion? Thank you to the, go ahead, Ms. Rice.
Just wanted to piggyback as well, that I'm grateful that the town is finally going to be putting some additional, and making some improvements for Hyde Park, much needed improvements. Thank you.
Any other additional discussion? I just want to say thank you to everybody. This is a large bonding package that is going to benefit the entire town, all 55,000 residents, and a little over $18 million. And I love that we were able to get the additional couple $1 million in there to keep moving the Shakespeare project conceptual design forward as we keep vetting out. We're talking about this for the designs of it. It's going to benefit the entire town and community as a whole, so thank you. So,
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Poisson.
before we vote, I just wanted to also say that for years, everybody's been saying, when are we going to get exit 33? It's done. When are we going to do something with Shakespeare? We're doing it. So it's there.
Agreed. Ms. Paquette, roll call, please.
Ms. Shake,
Yes.
Ms. Franceschi,
Yes.
Ms. Rice,
Yes.
Mr. Can, Mr. Poisson,
Yes.
Ms. Sutton,
Yes.
Mr. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien, Ms. Dancho,
Yes.
Chairman Pia,
Chair votes aye.
10-0.
Motion passes 10-0. Last item is Mr. Poisson's.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, seconded by O'Brien. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all.